Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Path of Exile with me, EclecticAndrew the Gamer, and our good little witch here, in her nice little ghost wrap. And last time we defeated the Mother of Spiders, killed our collie and gained access to Act 8, here at the Sarn Ramparts. So this is where we begin, Act 8, in some new area, somewhere outside Sarn, the Sarn Encampment. And today we will be traveling to the Sarn Encampment. We, of course, want to make it to the town of the Act. And, of course, we want to continue to search for the 3 apprentices of Malachi. Maybe we'll find her nearby, haunting the Sarn Encampment. It's kind of a nice area to fight. It's not too bad. It's got all these little barrels around. It's got monsters up and down and along this coastline that we're traveling here, this cliffside. And why is it called a rampart? That's because up here, towards the top of the map, is this big old wall built as a rampart around the coastline area of the northern side of this cliff. So it's not like we ended up nearby the encampment this time, it's like we ended up across the river again. So of course we must find a way to cross the rivers again. They seem to have liked having us do this in the second part of the game, having us cross rivers in order to get to new areas. It's not too bad though. Ooh, a Vol area. It's not too bad way of doing things though. It's kind of like Witchy knows where she's going, and she wants to get there. She knows how to get there by way of river. And it's interesting that there are like little ways set up to traverse this big old river. That's traveling from Sarn, from the mountain side to all the way down to the forest and down to the coast. Not that we see the river at the Act 1 coastline, but it travels down to a coast in Act 2 that we don't get to see in game. You know, map-wise, zone-wise. It's not important enough for us to visit, although if we were taking photos, maybe that would be a good place to go take some photos. Do some photo shoots at the beach. And I was thinking I'm trying to hint at something else that I'm thinking about doing sometime in the near future, but now it just sounds like I'm talking about shooting Witchy with taking photos of Witchy. Like a Sports Illustrated model. And she is beautiful, don't get me wrong about that, but she is... I don't think that's her jam. She's glaring at me, she's glaring at you. No, at me. Look, she glares, she glares. She moves, she moves. She does not want to be a sports model for you, everyone. Or for me, even. No, Witchy is not a sports model. She's pretty cool, though. Ooh, Val Clarity. Val Clarity is kind of interesting in that when you... I haven't talked about this before, but the Val skill gems, whenever you use their ability, they technically make, like Clarity, makes it so your skills have no mana cost to them. So that would technically be a good thing for, like, say, Archmage or Wanderer. You know, Spellslinger, Wanderer. Or maybe like a Wanderer Archmage, Spellslinger hybrid. Because there's a support gem called Archmage, which increases your attack power with spells, your damage, in exchange for how much mana you are using from having from your pool. So if you have, say, 4,000 mana, then you're going to be spending more mana on your attack, but it's also going to be dealing that much more damage. Oh, I don't have my golem up. Rise, Brolem, rise. It's alive! It's alive! Oh, and that explains why I was using my flask so much to heal. I was taking so much damage from life tap I didn't realize I didn't have my golem up. to recover my life from life tap. Now that we're up on this rampart, I wonder if there's some way to... We'll find some way to boat over to the Sarn Encampment. There must be some river traversing. I mean, look, there's a damaged boat down there. There must be a working boat somewhere around here. What about down here? Oh, looks like there's something here. Yes, a working winch platform. So whatever we're going to do, we're going to go from this bridge to this bridge in the Sarn Encampment. And whoa, does this place look nasty as all hell. What's going on here, Sin?
Deodre Darktongue is the insidious infection that threatens to make septic the great and terrible wound that is Sarn.
Oh no.
However,
wounds are supposed to heal.
Any certainty that I had as to her exact whereabouts has been sundered by the sheer stench of her presence. We shall have to deduce her location from those who know the area best. These locals that cling to Sarn like hungry maggots.
Yeah, maybe we should talk to everybody.
Remember, humanity
not the explorers, but the normal NPCs. Maybe they will know exactly where Deodre is hiding.
Good to see you're still soldiering on. With all these gods and past horrors wandering around Sarn, I don't assume anyone's alive and kicking these days.
Yeah, I hear you.
We
are losing a lot of people in this
Now we've got some whip-tongued hag cooking up a stinking curse in the sewers.
Oh no.
Took it from her mother-in-law at first.
Your mother-in-law?
No. Based on my meagre historical knowledge, I reckon we have a certain Deodre Darktongue to contend with.
Yes, I believe we do.
Where places is she hiding? I've no idea. So, the only way we're going to catch this witch is by getting our hands, and possibly a lot more, well and truly dirty. And by we, I mean you, of course.
Ah, yes, of course.
The sewers are no place for a simple businessman like me.
Oh, no, they're not.
Do us a favour. Head into them sewers and track that old hag down.
Oh, she's in the sewers.
Herself and put her down. Ha! Better your eyes than mine, eh?
Yes, witchy and her killer glaring eyes. What about Clarissa and Tolman? What's going on there?
Quite the pretty pair, aren't they? Yeah, it's pretty bloody disturbing.
What's going on?
That girl was once the sweetest lass I could name. Nowadays, she's barking as batshite over that living corpse of hers.
Living corpse?
All it would take is a quick hard bash with a rock, and Tolman would no longer be a problem.
Wait,
Dead, don't you think?
Tolman's here? He rose from the dead and Clarissa has him here?
Grigor lived without a single word to me, rude bugger. But I suspect his poetic soul has been drawn back home to Izmir. A long journey, but a trip worth taking to find solace among one's own people.
Oh yeah, he deserves some
Of
solace.
course, they'll get quite the shock when they see him. Let's hope familiar love is as nearsighted as they say.
Yeah.
There are the fine tales Grigor will be able to tell them, of course. Come to think of it, now that Dominus has been knocked off his perch, there's nothing to stop the Izmites from learning a thing or two from Grigor's story.
Yeah.
They might even consider invading this jewel and Rayclast's tarnished crown. I certainly hope they have just such an eye for opportunity. A man could make a tidy sum helping said invaders navigate Sarn and its many hazards.
Alrighty then, you plan conquest, but
good to see you in Sarn once
hello,
again.
Momoa. It's good to see you
I wish
too.
that we could be greeting under fairer skies, yet this city remains clouded in strife.
Ooh, is that a Final Fantasy reference?
Lunaris, eternal
What?
goddess of the moon, and her sister Solaris of the sun, have risen to reclaim what was once their own.
Oh no, really?
Siblings equal in strength, mighty twin rivers converging, sweeping all before them.
So much with rivers in this game.
We are cornered animals, awaiting the deluge that will surely drown us. Yet there exists a pair of ancient treasures, the sun orb and the moon orb. They are our hope, our desperation.
Yeah. Maybe we better put Solaris and Lunaris down. You think, Witchy?
Grigor is the butterfly that has lost its wings to a cruel child, and this place of respite has become a cage for his pain, a breeding ground of bad memory. We spoke, and Grigor shared his resolve with me. He can no longer live with the torment that piety has injected into his heart.
Oh, I hope he survives,
Like
though.
the warrior poet he is, Grigor has ventured into the unknown to find a cure for his body and mind, or die in the attempt.
Oh, you go, Grigor. I hope you live long and prosper, as they say.
The dead do not love the living, and the living cannot love the dead. People fear what they do not understand. I understand Clarissa. I am not frightened of her. I am frightened for her.
Yeah, because she's got Tolman somewhere here in town?
They walked our earth in the times of great strife, cruel and hideous shadows cast against the clay wall of ruined abode. Thaumaturge Malachi grew them out of the vain ambitions of his dark imagination.
His workings are still going on.
Emperor Chittis believed the legionnaires belonged to him, that Gemline men would beat to the drum of his own crystalline heart. But as the silhouette of the Emperor faltered and fell, burned out by the light of true men, some of the Legion remained. The cataclysm turned legionnaire into monster, another mindless man of undeath. Yet this captain seems to have regained his faculties, some of his old warrior intelligence.
Really?
I worry for the rest of his soldiers, how they may grow from mindless killing machines into something far worse.
Oh, we can't let that happen, Witchy. We better put a stop to these Gemlin legionnaires.
Talakota.
Oh, there's Clarissa, and yep, there's Tolman. Is he still burnt to a crisp? Kinda. Looks crispy.
Sarn is changing, and so are we who live here. There, Tolman. Don't you worry. I love you. I'll think of something.
Oh, Clarissa.
You told me Tolman was gone. You were wrong. I found him. No, Tolman, I never gave up on you. His soul remains.
Really?
Flickering deep down inside.
Wake me up
Tolman, I know
inside.
you're in pain, but it'll be over soon, I promise.
What of Gregor?
My heart aches for Grigor. I know the battle in which he's engaged. It's like my own. A fight to make sense of life in a land that deems life to be worthless.
No.
I don't know where he's gone, but I do know he's looking to find himself. His true self. As we all must do in our own time.
Yeah, you think he might try to do something about that?
By all accounts, Tarkus Veruso was a ruthless despot. A
really?
man to rival even the likes of Dominus. Yet his heart of stone contained one precious theme. His love for his wife, Kiara.
Oh.
So when the poor young woman died giving birth to Veruso's son, the grieving emperor threw aside his great convictions and placed his last hope in thaumaturgy, in the Ankh of eternity. Perhaps it was shame that drove Tarkus to lock the Ankh away, to steal such hopes from his descendants. It was he who had asked his people to turn their backs on the ancient arts, so what right had he to enjoy that which he forbade? Love gave him that right.
Yeah, you think? What about the Zonk?
As I understand it, the Ankh of Eternity was somehow able to return the dead to the full bloom of life.
Really?
There was nothing necromantic about it. Rather, it was a source of true resurrection.
Wow,
How
impressive.
it came to exist, I honestly don't know. A couple of inscriptions I read treated the Ankh as some sort of gift to Veruso from the Val.
Huh.
But surely the Val were long gone by Veruso's time, weren't they?
Maybe they weren't.
No matter. Despite the vagaries of the Ankh's origins, Veruso used the Ankh to return his young wife from the deathbed to the wedding bed. The accounts are unanimous on that point. As it was for Veruso's love, so shall it be for mine.
Oh. Well, you want to try to help Tolman, Witchy? Well, first let's go into these sewers nearby, under this arena. Yes, we can now access the toxic conduits. Another set of sewers in under Sarn's River. Now this place may be a little tough for me, although I do have a lot of chaos resistance. But this place can be very deadly to many people, many characters, many builds, because just about everything in here, from these sutured zombies and the striders, the sewer striders or whatever they're called, just about everything in here explodes into caustic pools of death. So they leave behind caustic, poisonous ground, oh boy, that take away your life as you walk through it. They seem to have found the right way to go. Yeah, these, whoops. Wrong button. Okay. Nearly died. I seem to have found the right way to go, because I'm going not in a square circle, but rather I'm seeming to go away from the entrance and away from... Because back at the entrance there were two paths to go, either up or down, and typically they turn around into each other. Just go to Exile. And we'll, connect together. You know, I don't know if I want to fight this guy. You know what? I'm not going to fight that guy. Whatever. I don't need the essence that bad. Ooh, there's poisonous snakes in here. Why on earth are there snakes in a sewer? I'll never know. There's all these mushrooms. All these poisonous little corrupted mushroom, dark mushroom things. Whoa, a molten shell monster. Oh boy, woke up. I don't have a dash on me. Well, maybe somewhere in these sewers we will find Deodre. And take her soul to help Sin with his quest to do something involving the beast. And don't die, please. I died. Damn it. So I want... Yeah. Those auras. Those auras will keep me more alive than not. Usually. Whoops, wrong way. Our sewer's always a maze. In real life. Anyone who's ever been in a sewer, do you know? Although now I'm reminded of an episode of, The Closer, where there was a dead body found at the ends of a sewer. Oh yeah, I remember that one. It's the... yeah, it's that one. And they did show a map. They had a paper map that Tao had that would, showed, all the various places the body could have entered the sewer system at. And there were like 70 of them. Just to get to that main water escape. To where they found the body. You know, there's an interesting murder mystery game that's been made recently called Shadows of Doubt. I've been watching someone on Twitch play it, here and there. He plays it in between other games. His main game, really. And it's an interesting looking game. I mean, I understand it's like a dystopia game, but still as a private citizen solving murders, sounds alright for a murder mystery game. Looks kind of janky a little bit, but it looks fun. You get to explore inside businesses, inside office buildings and apartment buildings for clues as to who murdered random people. Shadows of Doubt. It's only $20 on Steam. I saw that much earlier today. So, might not be a bad buy if you're really interested in that sort of thing. Just kind of endlessly playing murder mysteries. You know, this sucks. I can't even think of what I left off talking about last time I played. Whoa, look at that. Those were, some explosive, poisonous pustules. That, will explode with chaos damage on you when you kill something that spawns them. You got these guys that I just killed. There are the, toxic alchemists. They throw poisonous concoctions at you. Yeah, right there, that guy, the green guy that just died. You know, and if it seems like I'm going through these monsters too easily, like too much butter, don't worry, it's only because I've played a few Wanderers over the years, quite a few times. And because this is standard, I have the couple wands I've bought off the trading that I've done to try to get better, stronger Wanderers. And now we find this cauldron. What could be in here? Oh, this is very interesting. Seems like a boss arena, but what's this cauldron been used for? Fill it up? Whoa, hey, it's thin Deodre? Is it Deodre? She's thin. Yes, it's Deodre the Vile. Whoa. She has technically 3 phases of her battle, but they all can be... It's not you go through each phase individually, you can choose which phase you're in for her to fight with. In this green one, you get all these green zombies spawning all over the place, while you take on these charges of green effluent. You and your minions deal less damage for each effluent you have attached to you. There's also a red effluent that increases the damage you take, and a purple one which slows you down and makes it really hard to move. Hard to move, hard to fight, because it takes away your attack speed, your cast speed, your movement speed. But I seem to be doing pretty well against Deodre in this green phase, so I'm going to stick to the green phase, even though I have full charges. I'm not taking much damage from all the minions, and I'm doing enough damage to her where her damage debuff is not affecting me too much. And there we go. Deodre is dead. Once and for all. And sin will harvest her soul.
Once more into the breach, and once more we return victorious.
Yes, I'm victorious.
Although I have to admit, I did not relish the sensation of imbibing that foul witch's soul.
I'd imagine.
I felt decidedly unclean.
Yeah, she does seem like that kind of
Our
woman.
journey nears completion. To the north lies Highgate, and the cessation of our efforts to extract the Dark Ember from my dearly departed beast. And none too soon.
You want the Dark Ember, okay.
Every hour, Katava's strength grows, and the longer he and the other gods dwell on this land, the less is humanity's chance of survival.
Yeah. We better put these gods down. We can't have them taking control over everyone and everything. Now with the bullcrap they put us through. Oh, here's a crafting recipe. And now, like the beginning of the sewer area, we have 2 ways to go, an up and a down. If we head down to the left, leftward area, we can climb this ladder to the Grand Promenade. It's a very... Well, it's basically like a hanging garden type of area that will travel to the Lunaris area. The Lunaris temple and its area, outside its temple. But if we were to go over this way, to the upper right side of this exit, we would instead find an exit heading to... Come on. Okay, I'm gonna kill the monsters. Do I want to level up vitality? Watch my HP. 307, 287. Not too bad. I could use a little more vitality. Oh no, I don't even have it equipped. I don't have it in use. So it doesn't really matter. Oh, I did put it on. And I'm surviving alright. 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 I'm living. Yeah, because I remember last time I was talking about just leveling it up and not using it to have a higher life pool for a little while. Which actually in retrospect would have been very good for the sewer area because of the chaos damage, all the chaos dots that you would walk through in that zone. And now over here in the upper right side of the exit, we find our way to the Solaris side of the river, the main harbor river. And this area is known as the Quay, I believe. Or the Key. Quay, Key, whichever you want to call it. I know it's an area from Donkey Kong Country 2, when you go to the Kremlin's Island to find Donkey Kong after he got kidnapped. There's not going to be many weird monsters. There's going to be a lot of ghosts and a lot of undying people from the old Empire. But basically what we want to do is follow the zone along this river. We want to make sure we're always half our side against the river, because we're going to be looking for something. We're going to be looking for a little offshoot that heads out into the river itself. It's very easy to find. It's also apparently very easy to miss. That's just a small little bridge, like right here. Here it is. I think. Oh no, not here. Maybe down here, though. Well, we'll find it somewhere. Oh, we seem to have a... Oh, we can talk to Hargon for a reward for killing Deodre. So he's very happy we slaughtered that little witchy. The little evil, vile witch in the sewers, not our wonderful little non-sports model witch. And I do like going this way to the Solaris side of the river first, because whenever I had to kill Deodre and get out of that sewer system, oh, here's the thin bridge. This way, to what we were looking for. With an exclamation point, and what we're looking for is inside this sealed casket. Inside is the Ankh of Eternity. So, Clarissa might be nearby, so we have to find her somewhere here in this quay. And I just realized I sound like I'm talking like a chocobo. Or like, King from the Owl House. Quay? Or like, Prompto from Final Fantasy, where he's asking a question in chocobo time. Quay? Because typically a lot of modern chocobos say Q, or Quo, or whatever you want to say. I do prefer the work. And this makes sense. When they first introduced the Quay from chocobos, that was in Final Fantasy VII. And the thing is, in Final Fantasy VII, you can race chocobos. And even in the song, and that plays during that race, you can very distinctly hear in the chocobo theme song that plays during the race, work. The chocobo sound, work. So, I don't know. You know, I just had a thought. Were there chocobos in Final Fantasy VIII? I don't know if there were. Were there chocobos in Final Fantasy VIII? Well, now I can't think if there were or not. Final Fantasy VIII is my least played Final Fantasy. It's got the most high-tech, modernistic, futuristic technology in the game, but that's not entirely my jam when it comes to Final Fantasy. Although, despite the medievalness of some Final Fantasies, there are some Final Fantasies I just don't want to play. And I do wish there were more Final Fantasies that were more modern Final Fantasies that were not just medieval, but still kind of Final Fantasy, you know, the old Final Fantasies, the RPG, the not just the role playing, but the active time battle menu system. Resurrection site. What's this about? Hey, Clarissa, we found you. Oh, you brought Tolman. What are we gonna do here?
Give it to me quickly.
Zip.
Finally.
I did not mean to skip her, I did not mean to skip her text. She wanted the Ankh. Not my joke where I went zip. But yeah, this Ankh seems to be summoning a bunch of zombies to this area. Clarissa, are you sure you're doing this right? Can't really be doing this right if there's this many zombies. Or are we just doing a life-for-life thing? We're killing many monsters in order to summon life back to Tolman. Kinda like Pokemon X and Y. Kill Tolman? Why are we killing Tolman? Oh my god, Tolman broke free of his stockade. Yes, Tolman, very difficult. See these little bloody Ankh symbols chasing after us? Do not let them catch you. If they catch you, they will stop for one singular moment and then explode. See right there? They explode. That explosion does a lot of damage. So let's kill Tolman, who seems to be a raging zombie. Raging lunatic zombie. That's a good video game name. Raging lunatic zombie. Coming soon to a theater and video game system near you. Clarissa?
How could I have been so stupid? Verusso didn't hide the Ankh out of shame. He hid it out of fear. Out of... Oh my. What did the Ankh really do to his wife? Everything I saw, that I read, lies to cover the truth of what Kiara had really become.
Yeah, Tolman too, I guess.
I'll destroy the Ankh. We've come a long way since Verusso's day, so I'm thinking I can manage where he so sorely failed. At least that's something I know I can do right.
Okay.
I'll meet you back at the encampment soon. For now, I need to... Look, I'll just see you there. I promise.
Oh. I'm sorry we killed Tolman again. He's dead and gone for good now because Red Classian zombies only die once. You get the living death and you get the zombie death. There's no second life, no third life after that. This isn't Mario. We don't get to fall down endless pits and just keep coming back for more. Try to fight Bowser. Well, since I'm talking about other game systems, well, not systems, but game series at the moment, let me know something if you're watching this still and have watched this far and enjoy these kind of games. I just want to have a little quick, say, hey, would you rather see something like Pokemon Snap, or would you like to see Super Mario Brothers? Just leave a comment below and let me know. What do you think? Which would you like to see sooner or later? And trust me, one would be sooner than later, but... I have my ways. I will have the means. Oh, you know, funny thing about these undying aristocrats and whatever that are here, they have this ability to summon ballista totems. That's very interesting about them. It's like they still have some of their gemling power. Now, the Grain Gate. As you may have noticed, the quay did not have any waypoint in it, but the Grain Gate does. So I always like to make my way from the quay right to the Grain Gate right away. Or as soon as possible from doing the quest. Like say we skip to Clarissa, we can get the waypoints and come back really quick because Clarissa's resurrection site is always nearby the entry for the Grain Gate. But Clarissa...
Tolman.
Oh, it's no longer poisonous.
He was never really with me, was he?
Oh.
Just the shell of a man I loved. Wherever he is now, I hope he is at peace and that he can forgive me for not being able to let go. Here, take something for at least helping me. And thank you for everything.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, a book of skill. Very nice. Thank you, Clarissa. We will do our best to put it to good use.
Greetings.
Now, Sin, what do you have to say about Lunaris and Solaris?
If we are to see the dawn of a new era for humankind, the sun must be taught to behave herself. Upon that mighty span between Sarn's left hand and its right, Solaris burns to consume every single moment of existence. Sparing no thought for life and its needs, she would see the world parched barren before she yields to reason. The sun must be allowed to set, so that it may rise again as a blessing, not a curse.
Oh, that's so sweet. Nice way to put it. The eternal
we
moon.
approach the zenith of our divine hunt, upon the bridge that chokes the great wet throat of Sarn. Lunaris, in her cold fury, has forgotten that the warming sun of morning is as life-giving as the cooling damp of evening.
We could really use some cooling damp around here where
Lunaris
I'm
dreams of shall be lit by moon
still
and
so
twinkling
warm.
stars, and life itself shall wither away in the perpetual night.
Yeah.
Self-loving Solaris, all the light in the world, yet blinded by her own pride. Not once did she pause to question the truth of her sister's betrayal. Instead, she gloated over her sister's transgressions, proclaiming herself greater and more honorable than Lunaris could ever be. I suppose one shouldn't be surprised when a sun deity takes the higher ground.
I have the higher ground.
One of two sisters who ruled the most populous and powerful of the ancient Asmerian tribes. Solaris was thought to guide the sun across the sky with threads of shimmering gold, whilst Lunaris saw to the wax and wane of moon with a sickle of purest silver. It was a peaceful partnership, until the trickster Tang Mazu happened upon their domain, and turning sister against sister, he saw to the massacre of thousands, whilst concealing the source of their futile feud beyond all reckoning. Feel no pity for the moon. She is a cold and distant fool, far less radiant than she would suppose.
Aw. But I like the moon. By the way, I talked about this earlier, but over here in the life pool, this woman holding the pool orb thing is Solaris. This one over here is Lunaris. And the mana is for Lunaris.
It's supposed someone as crafty as Deodre would have kept her ugly head under wraps as soon as she saw you coming. I guess death robs us of many things, including our common sense.
People who just twisted this that don't have common sense.
Thank you. The sewers can run clear now that there's no fetid witch clogging up the pipes. Yeah.
Yay, we keep clearing the
A little
pipes
something to
for the
commemorate your
sewers
fine
around here.
Cleanup job.
What are we? Sewer woman? Ring? You're offering me a ring? Why would I want a ring?
Tell me something. Any chance you might be willing to join forces and turn a healthy profit with old Argan? You ever heard of the wings of Visteri? Not just another damned artifact. This one was the highest symbol of the office of the Meraketh, held by the Sekhima of Sekhimas. History books will say the wings were last worn by Sekhima Asenath, the Golden Sekhima, the one who went and got herself murdered by Hector Tatusius. The only problem is that Tatusius himself is up and guarding his pretties once more. Still, if you can recover those wings of Visteri, then I'm confident I can sell them back to the Meraketh for a fair sum. They're a cultural icon after all, dripping with sentimental value. What do you say?
Yeah, I guess that must have been just before that Sekhima must have been killed just before Destret took over and worked with the Vault to kill Hector during that old rebellion back then.
Needing my eclectic expertise again, are we? Solaris and Lunaris got front and centre stage among them folks at the Eternal Empire. Solaris was thought to be the light of leadership, guiding and enlightening each emperor that sat the throne. In practice, most of them emperors turned out to be a bit dim. But then history and theology have never quite seen eye to eye. As for Lunaris, a goddess of the moon and earth, the mother of dreams and inspiration. Doesn't sound like a bad lady until you consider that dreams harbour nightmares, and that inspiration is just one notion shy of insanity.
Oh yeah, Lunaris' temple is where piety took up residence.
What little humanity General Tatusius was born with, he traded in for strength. Went as far as to have Malachi replace his joints with virtue gems. Mad bastard.
Bastardo.
Afterwards, Emperor Chittis charged Tatusius with subduing the Meraketh. A job he took a little too much pleasure in, if you ask me.
And bit him in the butt when things went to pot.
Don't do anything I would.
These owl eyes of mine have been watching the sun goddess from afar. The sun orb lies within her temple, guarded by her most ardent devotee, an exile who, in his insanity, has taken to calling himself the Dawn. That orb is the seed that must be stolen from this new son of hers and planted at the feet of his ancient mother.
Oh.
I've been keeping a close eye on that exile-turned-sycophant who calls himself the Dusk. Dusk carried the moon orb into the Linares temple and has not returned with it, not as far as I have seen. No doubt he clings to that orb like it's his adopted mother's own nurturing breast. If you were to wean him from the teat and place that orb at the bereft mother's feet, we may yet see the moon itself fall.
Oh.
I was out hunting food for our encampment. Like a prowling cat I was, but what I saw, marching across the ruins, made me feel like a little mouse. Gem-studded warriors pounding the earth, led by their strongest, a captain. I've known of these Gemling legionnaires, how they were once the personal swords of Emperor Chittis, but now they rise again, with this captain at their fore. Swallowing my fear, I followed the captain and found a force being gathered within the grain gate. Exile, I know it's not fair for me to ask. You have done so many things for us. But if you were to find the captain and slay him and his men, I would honor you greatly. Our little town would not survive an onslaught such as the captain is likely to enact
No, I don't think you would. And these gemlings probably have a lot more virtue gems, skill gems with them than you guys have between all of you.
If I am a watchful owl, then you are the courageous hawk, swooping with sharpened talons to wrench the serpent from the child's neck. Clarissa will bear that wound for the rest of her life, but I'm glad you were there to save her from following poor Tolman into the dirt. Perhaps now that Clarissa has lost her love of death, she will finally be able to embrace life.
Yeah. Wholeheartedly embrace life, Clarissa. Wholeheartedly. And we're going to use this book of skill, but again, I'm not using the skill points right now, which I explained last time. I'm up in the air with 7 different directions of where to go with my skill tree, and not quite sure what to do. So I'm just going to save out my skill points, and there's still more to go. More levels, more skill books here to get in Act 8. And until next time, everyone, I hope you had fun today. Let me know whether you want to watch Super Mario or Pokemon Snap sometime soon. Take care of yourselves and have fun. Bye-bye.